welcome to the programme. Tahani, what chances do you think that this deal, whether it's Israel's deal or Biden's deal, that there's also some conflicting reports there, will be approved? And what chances do you see for this?
Well, I think we're still in the same predicament we were months ago, which is that you've got two sides who have mutually exclusive goals here. On the one hand, you've got Hamas that are insistent on a total cessation of hostilities. Even if it is phased, it needs to lead to a total cessation, including the withdrawal of Israeli troops. And then you have Israel that's absolutely adamant on going full-out maximalist in its objectives here, which is to destroy Hamas politically, socially, and militarily. And so those two have not been able to really reconcile themselves, and they're very unlikely to do so, especially now when the stakes are much higher for Hamas.
Why do you say the stakes are higher for Hamas now? What's at stake for them now after 8 months of war?
Well, I mean, look, right now you have a case whereby Israel hasn't been able to qualify any of its military objectives. It hasn't even come close to dismantling Hamas, either as a governing body or as a military entity. In places where it has claimed to have destroyed Hamas, it has managed to reestablish itself. Worse yet, we've actually seen Israel militarily defeated in areas where they've had to go in again, especially in the north and central Gaza, and where a couple of weeks ago we saw some of its most elite units. These are some of their best soldiers being kidnapped and held hostage by Hamas. That in itself is quite a humiliating defeat for Israel, as well as the fact that, again, as a governing entity, Hamas has been able to reestablish itself even in areas where Israel has claimed to have cleared out. This really does put the stakes high. Hamas is in a stronger negotiating position right now. Also, the absolute carnage we've seen coming out from Gaza. Hamas cannot accept a deal that offers ultimately nothing for Gazans or for the movement itself. No entity would. And this sort of proposal that is now being put on the table, in terms of substance, it's not anything different that Hamas has proposed. But again, the issue here is the lack of guarantees that the US and Israel are providing.
And just on the point here, we heard Netanyahu saying that Biden's Gaza plan is not a good deal, but Israel accepts it. There's also been some conflicting reports with regards to this. But we still hear Netanyahu saying that he will not stop until this is his word, destroys Hamas. So how much significance and relevance and pressure is there for a proposal coming, we believe, from Biden?
Well, this proposal has been proposed by Biden, but again, how much US pressure is going to be put on Israel to accept this and to act in good faith is something that I don't think many are necessarily positive about, simply because we've seen the US's goalposts shift throughout the last 8 months on this onslaught. The US has no red lines. It has not put any pressure on Israel to accept any of these proposals. We're not even seeing the pressure now. The US has, in so many words, openly come out and stated that essentially Israel has failed in its military objective, and now is the time for a ceasefire. But again, we're not seeing any substantial pressure being put on Israel logistically, diplomatically, financially. Netanyahu has come out and undermined what has been put on the table. And again, this puts Hamas in a very precarious situation, because once again, these proposals are coming with no guarantees that Israel will act in good faith, that it will abide by the agreements, and that it will, ultimately hold up its end of the deal.
Thank you so much, Tahani Mustafa, Palestine analyst at the International Crisis Group. Really appreciate your time and your analysis. Thank you.